And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports, powered by 302. Nick Alessandrini alongside Pat Garianis. Here on a Thursday evening, as you see Jaden Taylor intercept that pass. It's Sanford and Howard in a big-time early evening battle here at a 5:15 tip-off, as that shot just missed. It's been an action-packed first minute and a half. We're picking this one up in the first quarter, 6:30 to go. Floater drops in the lane for Bryson Lane. And just like that, we've got a 5-4 ball game as you see Howard, the Wildcats, applying that pressure full court. It's going to lead to an open floater the other way by Dwayne Jones. So 6-5 early on, back and forth. It's a track beat as they get it back up top to Lane. A nice pump fake, extra pass to Besa in the corner. That three just misses. Jones tipping the rebound to his teammate Azir Elgood. As he'll race down the floor. Nice feed to Jones, who got away maybe with a walk shot, blocked on the second attempt, and now the rebound pulled out by Caden Brown. Brown's going to pull up in transition and knock down the three off the dribble. And Howard off to a good start here today, honoring, of course, the longtime coach, Coach Hussey, as Jones with a Euro step inside and able to finish off the window. So both teams not having too much difficulty scoring here early on in the first quarter. Once again, pace at a premium here. Baseline shot rejected by Jones as Handy went up with it, saved by the Warriors. As we tick under 4:50 to go in the opening quarter. Special shout out to Pat Garianis, who got the camera set up, ran down here, got us on, and is now producing as well. Jones open three from the corner, short. Rebound taken by Caden Brown. That's what I'm... So some more pressure here by the Warriors. It's going to lead to, there he is, Jaden Taylor. Good to see him healthy again. The reverse slam goes. 10-7 now is Sanford. As now they're going to also take away the Caden Brown three. They have recalled that at 2, so they're going to say foot on the line, as that one was taken inside by Besa. Timeout on the floor, 10-9. We're going to stay right here with 4:02 to go, and what a quarter that has been to get started. As we'll keep the video live, pause the audio momentarily. Back live here, 4:02 remaining in the opening quarter, 10-9 between our top-ranked team in Sanford and our 5th-ranked team in Howard. So a top-5 battle here at a 5:15 p.m. tip-off here on Delaware Live. Taylor's trying to get it, threading the needle on the baseline to Dwayne Jones. Pass knocked out of bounds. Again, Nick Alessandrini alongside Pat Garianis. Nick Halliday up in the rafters. He's enjoying some fine company up there here at Howard High School, a special celebration for a championship team. I believe 1985, Pat, being honored today. They're hanging up top with Nick in a nice ceremony before the game, elevating on the mid-range jumper, no good for Kareem Hart. And leaking up ahead of the pack, but unable to finish, was Handy. Saved, though, and then the goaltend's going to count it for Handy. Or, excuse me, I believe that was Besa who went up with it again. He'll get his second field goal. So riding the seesaw early on in this one. 11-10. Three. Howard going to stick with that full court pressure. As again, if you're just joining us here, Sanford, your top team in the state. They're in the all-blue unis with the white letters and trim. A little gold mixed in there as well. Howard in the all-whites and the blue. Here's Hart on the baseline. Nobody stopping him. He's right to the basket. Kareem Hart's first field goal today. One of the leading scorers coming in for Sanford on the season. Has been fantastic when we've had the chance to see him so far this year. And now 12-11 lead back to the Warriors. Catch and shoot three. It's up and it's canned. Dominic Awamakalua able to knock it down. He's got his second three of the ball game. So 2 triples here for Awamakalua in the first quarter and a 2-point lead back to Howard. What a pass inside and able to finish it off is Jaden Taylor. The pass, though, good from Azir Elgood, and that could be a top 10 play nominee.
All right, Nick, I'm here, brother.
We go. Pat's been working behind the scenes. I'm not sure if he's sweating as much as I am here in the corner, but Pat's been all over the place, up, down, and now finishing off. Once again, his baseline has been a great job getting to the basket today. His third bucket coming from inside the lane as we hit 2:14 and ticking, and we got a 16-14. It's been a fun one so far.
Oh, this is what we expected. 2 high-scoring teams. You knew Howard was going to defend their home court. This is one of the toughest places to play in the state. And Sanford, obviously ranked number 1. They've been consistent all year long.
Now we're going to have to battle on the glass today, doing a good job there to prevent the third chance. And we love doing games here. We did a lot last year, been here 3 or 4 times as that pass intercepted, and now a free lane finished off by Elgood.
Yeah, Elgood, one of the top guards in the state, young guy, only a sophomore, but he's impressed me in the 3 or 4 times I've seen Sanford play this season. Coach Khalid Hart, he's got his team. There's no drop-off since Stan Waterman left. I mean, he's got these guys playing up to the standard here at Sanford.
Bryson Lane's 3 is off the mark, and what a season it's been so far for the Warriors. Been pretty much at the top of the rankings all season long since the opening of the winter sports year. And off the dribble, Nico McNeil hanging, almost able to finish, but fouled on his way up. So our first free throws of the first quarter come with 1:15 remaining. And a tie game, 16-16, and now a chance for Nico McNeil to put the Warriors ahead at the stripe.
Yeah, timeout here by Coach Hart. And yeah, I mean, just talking about these 2 teams, you're right. Sanford's kind of they've been up at the top all season long. They're a complete team. They've got the size, both with Taylor as well as Dwayne Jones, that comes off the bench, only a sophomore himself.
That's right.
And then the guard play. I mean, they're guards here, whether it be McNeil, whether it be Elgood, whether it be Hart. And then kind of like your wing player in Webster. I mean, they've got a complete 5. And then obviously Taylor is the rim protector. It's an impressive group. They've kind of been front running the way. They play great defense. They can shoot. They can get to the rim. They're a smart IQ team. They've been great. This Howard team, again, they're kind of the prototypical Howard team. They're going to scrap. They're going to scratch and claw, find ways to keep themselves in games and earn victory. So this is a big-time matchup. And you talked about the pregame ceremonies to honor Coach Hussey.
Yes.
That was great. A lot of the 85 team is here. Saw Coach Waterman up top. A.J. English.
That's right,
who
yeah.
went on to play in the NBA, was there as well.
A couple great speeches before the game today.
It was awesome. So, there's a lot of history here at Howard. And to have that honored pregame, that was pretty cool to see, man, while we were sitting here getting all set up to take that in. It's a shame, we couldn't get here a little bit earlier. Obviously, we all are working 9 to 5s here, so it would have been cool to broadcast that. But it was a great moment, and again, the history here at Howard runs deep. It's great to see all those guys back in the gym together, and the Hussey family there to receive the honor.
McNeil drops the first free throw through. He'll have another one on the way. And a great crowd here at Howard, as Pat mentioned, especially for that celebration. The community very much involved here this evening in that one, as McNeil able to hit a pair from the line, gives Sanford the lead back 18-16, 1:14, and ticking as we wind down quarter number 1 here from Howard High School. So 2 triples here in the quarter for Howard. Would have had a third, put a foot on the line. So the outside shooting getting started was relevant here for Howard early on. We'll see if they can keep that going. Here's another one from the corner, and there it is on cue. Ronald Handy drops one through from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Handy, the junior, good catch and shoot. Shot that ball, confidence, no hesitation. It's a big hit.
Yeah, you want to beat the Sanford Warriors. Going to have to knock down some outside shots most likely. And Howard off to a good start. 1-point lead, 30 seconds in. High-scoring affair here in Wilmington. Catch and shoot for Hart this time. Short front end of the rim. Taylor almost had it. Rebound now taken by the big fella, Jeremiah Riley, the senior. And now at 22 seconds, a chance for the Wildcats.
The way to sky up there by Riley. Secured that rebound. Good body position there to get it.
And what a season it was for Howard on the football field as well. We'll touch on that here after the quarter break. 5 seconds to go. 1-point lead for Howard here in the first. Winding down a travel, though. Going to stop it with 1.7 seconds. So Howard won't get a final shot. Sanford potentially with a chance here, but just 1.5 to get one up. As McNeil going to get it to Hart. Has some momentum going forward. This will count if it goes, and it's off the backboard. And no good. And after 1 quarter of play in a top 5 matchup here in Wilmington, it's the Howard Wildcats out in front of the top-ranked Sanford Warriors, 19-18 on a special celebration day here for the 1985 championship team, as well as Coach Hussey here at Howard High School. We're going to be right back with second quarter action here on 302 Sports.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
And welcome back courtside here to Howard High School, home of the Wildcats, your 5th-ranked team here in the state, taking on the top-ranked Sanford Warriors, 19-18. Howard out in front of Sanford after 1 quarter of play. Pat, we were just talking, it was a nice week of accolades here for Howard High School.
Absolutely. Coach Dan Ritter was named the 2A Coach of the Year at the Difficult Banquet on Monday. Coach Rasan Matthews was the Assistant Coach of the Year as well. So they cleaned up. You talked about that football team. They had an impressive run after starting 0-3, made a state championship appearance. And then we got to talk about Bryson Lane. He was named our 302 Sports player, or I'm sorry, our premier physical therapy player of the week last week. He had 25 points and 5 3-pointers in that game. So, he's carrying over a hot performance here in this so far high-scoring affair between Howard and Sanford.
And he's been great throughout his career at Howard, getting better each and every year. Great to see Bryson Lane with that Player of the Week award. Hart fading away. His shot is short. Rebound battled for underneath, though. Great job, I believe, by Sanford to get on that one. We'll see what the call is, whether it's a jump ball or a turnover. As you see the coaching staff here from Howard having a word with the officials. Wanted to carry on that play a little while ago.
Pharaoh McNeil was, gentleman, getting down on the floor.
Another McNeil in the mix there for Sanford.
Yeah, Nico's little brother. Oh, I shouldn't say little brother.
And inbound, and he'll get it back here up top is Elgood. And Howard out in front by 1 point here in the second. Drive and kick. Jones in the corner. Wouldn't fall. The rebound to Caden Brown.
And look at, Brown, he's confident with the basketball. Off the rebound, gets his team set into their secondary offense. And there's an illegal screen, but Howard, they play the game the right way. That is something that you will see from this group. They not only will pressure you and get out in transition, beat you that way, but they can also get themselves into the half-court set and can become efficient on the offensive end of the floor when the game gets slowed down.
McNeil sliding that step, gets it into the corner for Webster. His three won't go. Rebound, though, to Jones, who will get called, though, for the push-off down on the baseline. So that ball now going the other way after the personal against Dwayne Jones. His first, team's first as well. So both teams picking up a foul here in the first minute of the second quarter. Foul's not an issue there in quarter number 1. Here's Besa, going to put it on the floor. Besa's been great at finishing here in the first half, I should say. And he's going to be fouled on the way up. Might be the second consecutive quick foul on Dwayne Jones, awaiting the call from our officials here. And it will be. So back-to-back quick fouls on Dwayne Jones from Sanford, and that's going to send Nicholas Besa to the free throw line, the junior, for the first time tonight.
That Besa is so creative. He's been doing this a long time. He's been a key contributor to this program for a few years now. He's a veteran guy. He's a senior this season, or a junior this season, but he's been playing since he was a freshman.
Yeah. You think about a lot of those guys, right? We talked about Bryson Lane and some of those other guys. You think all those years ago when they made it to the Bob Carpenter Center with Hollingsworth and Brown, those guys were on the roster, I believe, there, young guys, and now having their time to shine. They've stepped in nicely as the free throw is good for Besa.
He's just a crafty guard, and, you know, that's something that you usually see here at Howard. They always got some crafty, you know, guys that can get creative ways to get into the lane, even if they're not the biggest players.
Good ball movement here from Sanford on the possession. Better defense from Howard as the Warriors going to have to reset. Webster elevates from the free throw line. Won't go. And rebound taken by Caden Brown, doing a good job crashing the boards early. Brown, nobody stopping him. He's going to go right to the basket. Can't finish, though. Rebound tipped around, taken by Hart and the Warriors. Hart gets around the first defender, right to the basket. Finger rolls up and in.
Nice touch there by Hart. That's not an easy finish. And he was able to sky in there, put it up and in.
Base rejected by the Delaware commit Taylor. Back, though, into the hands of Howard and Riley. And now Riley on the pick and roll. Shot might have been a goaltend, not sure there. Either way, Taylor got a piece of it.
It was close, but that's what you do. And Jaden Taylor is one of the best, if not the best in the state at doing that. He's what they call a glass eater. He will pin anything he gets a chance. And if they call it a goaltend, they call it a goaltend.
That's
Block
right.
everything.
That's
man.
right. I'm with you there. I'll tell you what, he lives up on the glass, lives above the rim. And Delaware's got a good one for next year. As Hart has it there on the far side. 21-20 Wildcats still up by a point here. 5 to go in the half. Elgood beats the defender and up and in.
Nice touch again. Nice spin by Elgood. And again, the threat of Taylor as a lob threat. There's no real help defense coming off of them. And these guards can find them ways into the lane. That rim protection and that help defense is probably not going to be there with Taylor's, again, ability to catch the lob.
Splitting the defense was Lane. Couldn't finish. Once again, there's that rim protector, Jaden Taylor. And now Hart leaking up ahead, just on behind his intended target of Trevor Webster in transition.
Yeah, Webster and Taylor. That was a two-way go, and he just couldn't quite connect.
And as you mentioned, I'm sure the Wildcats have seen some of those Jaden Taylor top 10 play nominees from 302 Sports of him hanging around the rim, finishing off a lot of those lobs as Mike Lang enters the building. Fresh off the St. Mark's and Friends game from last night. Leave a win for the Quakers there on the road, on Pike Creek Road. And after that one, though, 22-21, lead now back to the top-ranked Warriors halfway through the second.
Man-to-man defense here.
Handy looking for the bank. No good. Offensive rebound, second chance. Nice feed to Bayside. Couldn't finish it. And now a third opportunity and a tie-up as Dominic Awamauka getting tied up with Jaden Taylor. Possession arrow, I believe, is going to give it back to the Wildcats.
The Bases got to put that one off the glass. It was a good extra pass. And he puts that off the glass. It's 2 points.
Glass is your friend.
The glass is your friend. That's exactly right.
Ask Tim Duncan. And they're going to get an extra step in there for Handy, so he'll get called for the turnover as we tick under 4 to go. So the Wildcats storming off to a hot start. Sanford, though, matching them bucket for bucket as we've gone back and forth all first half long. As the Warriors, again, now with a 1-point lead. Hart, once he gets going, he's one of the best. To the basket, couldn't finish, around and out. As that one almost intercepted, re-corralled by the Wildcats for a moment. Simmons, though, couldn't hustle it, and now it's a transition opportunity for Sanford. Hart hop step inside. He's fouled on the way up. Most likely going to go against Ronald Handy. I think they might have called it on the floor. No, they're going to head to the free throw line. It's going to be the second against Handy. Second team foul here in the quarter with 3:23 to go for Howard. Free throw up and through for Kareem Hart. He's got 5. And the second one goes. 24-21 now. Brown showing off the handles, crossing over, lets another defender go by, but shorted inside the free throw line. Rebound to Taylor. That ball, though, stolen, and now another opportunity for Howard. Catch and shoot three is up and good for Zion Henderson-Conkey, and a big shot that ties the game here with under 3 to go in the half.
It is a big shot there. Nick and Howard, this is them. They will not go away. This team will continue to grind you out.
4 threes in the half, and that one intercepted by Brown. Numbers for the Wildcats. Bason with him, and he'll finish it off. What a half for Nick Bason. He's got double digits. He's into 10. Wildcats with the lead back. Drive and kick Taylor from the free throw line. Won't go. Leaking up ahead is Handy, and it's going to be taken away from behind. They're going to stay down this side with 2:22 remaining in half number 1.
Deuces are wild, Nick. Deuces are wild.
A lot of them. 2 fouls for each team. 2:22 on the clock of the second quarter. It'll be the Wildcats and Lane to inbound under the basket.
Oh, and look at this, Nick. We're in the second quarter. It was 2 team fouls apiece, and the last player foul was recorded by number 2 for their second personal.
Whoa. Well, that would have been a 3 to throw off the Deuces. Wouldn't go. And then back up with it is Lane. That won't go either. But there he is, +1. Fresh into the game, Zion Henderson-Conkey knocks down the 3. And there he is, crashing the offensive glass, and a chance now with the old-fashioned three-point play.
Just great activity right there by Henderson-Conkey to make sure that he will not be denied. Right now, Howard, and this is usually the case when you play the Wildcats, winning the hustle battle.
Absolutely right about that. It seems that way for years when we've been in this gym. Again, Sanford been that top team all year long in the upper echelon of teams here in the First State. And now a chance to convert on the three-point opportunity. Too strong, Taylor with the board. 4-point game now in favor of the Wildcats as we tick under 2. Elgood kicked it to the corner. As they try to get it inside, intercepted.
Too late getting Taylor the ball. That little hesitation allowed the defense to get back on him, and then a turnover on the other end.
Brown thought he was bumped by a couple Warriors. Instead, dropped to the floor, ball rolls out of bounds, and a turnover for the Wildcats. Hart trying to get going for the Warriors. That 3 won't fall. Henderson-Conkey with the rebound. He's been great here in the second quarter for Howard. Spin move from Brown. Turns, fades, and hits. Kobe-esque from Caden Brown.
That was really nice. I mean, that's just really nice one-on-one transition basketball. Great footwork, good touch. You don't see that too often.
It's all about the footwork. As we're close to the minute warning here of half number 1, a 6-point lead, largest of the evening for Howard here at home over the top-ranked Warriors. See if they can get number 11, Jaden Taylor, going here, maybe around the rim. Elgood going to be left open for 3. That shot won't go, but how about the rebound underneath as the follow wouldn't fall for Nico McNeil, and then a foul against Sanford.
Nico, great job skying for the rebound, just couldn't put the finish in there.
I thought he was going to catch it and throw it back down the way how high he got off the ground there.
He almost timed it up. Yeah, he almost timed it up perfectly.
And what a job there by Nico McNeil, but we do have a foul. It will go against Jaden Taylor, so that's going to be Jaden's second personal. The 4th now team foul against Sanford with 45.5 seconds to go. So the next one will put Howard on the line as we're 40 seconds and ticking in the half. Kick ball. And we have a Pennsylvania car that you need to move out of the parking lot. It was compact over there when we got there, so parking was tough to find. But if you're a Pennsylvania license plate and you're in the building listening, you have to move your car.
I was worried because I didn't see any lines where I parked.
And as I was right next to you, me either, so hopefully we're okay.
Hopefully nobody texts the text line here while we're on air.
So hopefully I got that license plate right. Hopefully it wasn't us. 15 seconds and ticking. Howard looking for an opening. Final shot potentially of the half. Bayside driving. That's a tough one, but somehow gets it to go. I think that was with the left hand.
That was impressive.
Trying to convert at the other end. Taylor, that'll count if it goes, and it does. A big bucket by Jaden Taylor to give him hate as the teams head to the locker room. 32-26. What a battle here, in a battle of top 5 teams on the road here at Howard High School. Pat, it's been a fun one. 5:15 tip-off, and what an action-packed first half we had. 32-26, and the Wildcats leading our top-ranked team here by 6 at the half.
Yeah, all hustle and determination. We talked about it. They're a gritty team, man. They've been a gritty team for as long as we can remember, man. That's one of the staples. It's one of the identities of Howard basketball, and they've stuck to that so far in this first half. It's an impressive start for them. Leading at 6, at halftime.
Jaden Taylor, a team-high 8 for Sanford. It's Bason with a team-high 14 for the Howard Wildcats. 32-26 as the Wildcats leading the Warriors here at home on a day honoring the 1985 championship team. We're going to have a special guest here as Coach Stan Waterman, head coach of the University of Delaware State University basketball program, going to join us here shortly. It's going to be an honor to talk to him, and then we'll be back with second half action between the Wildcats and the Warriors, all here on 302 Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodal Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodal Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodal Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodal Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodal Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
And welcome back courtside to Howard High School, a battle of top 5 teams here in the top-ranked Sanford Warriors coming on the road to take on the 5th-ranked Howard Wildcats. So what a first half it was, 32-26. Howard going to take a 6-point lead here into half number 2 as we welcome back courtside Nick Alessandrini alongside Pat Garianis. And now we are joined by a very special guest, former head coach for the Sanford boys, and now your current Del State University Hornets head coach, Stan Waterman. Coach, appreciate your time for joining us here at halftime. It's great to have you. It's been a little while since we had a chance to talk with you, and you've done some great things at Del State here the last few years, really starting that turnaround down in Dover, and we're thrilled to have a chance to talk with you today on a special day here at Howard, honoring that 85 championship team and Coach Hussey. So a big day overall. Just how's the game and an evening been for you so far here with the Warriors and the Wildcats?
Well, first of all, let me thank you for having me on. I'm excited and appreciate the opportunity to be able to sit here and enjoy the game. There's so much going on, fanfare and pomp and circumstance,
That's right.
with recognizing and acknowledging Coach Hussey and his legacy and what he's meant to Howard High School in this basketball program. I just caught the last couple of minutes of the second quarter. I'm hoping to be able to sit down and watch the second half. But it's exciting to be here to watch my alma mater where I played, and then to have them be playing against a team that I coached for 29 years. So I'm going to win either way tonight.
That's right. Yes, you are.
That's right, Coach. Talk a little bit about your high school experience. Obviously, you guys were all honored here at pregame with Coach Hussey. Talk about some of the experiences, maybe a favorite experience of yours back in the heyday.
Yeah, so this is having a flashback, just coming back here. Remember being in here with the games, that the atmosphere was always electric. The place was always sold out. There would be lines around the building to get in here for the games. JV games were sold out. So it's nice to see that environment still here and to see that they're playing some competitive basketball. Obviously, the Sanford team is #1 ranked team in high school right now, and I'm excited about that. And hopefully I might be able to find a player or two to come down the door.
Right. There you go. That's the goal, right? Especially when you're coming here courtside. Got a great view for it. And now let's talk a little bit about your season so far this year. Again, you really turned things around here the last few years, that championship appearance last season. Just talk a little bit about what it's been like for you, to stay here in state, get to Del State University, and already have that success here and really building something special down in Dover that I'm really going to continue here.
Well, that's what we hope. We've gained a little momentum. This is year number 4 in our program, and I hope by year number 3, number 4, we could kind of turn things around and get some momentum. Last year we advanced to the MEAC championship, and we were just 2 minutes away from the NCAA tournament.
That's what we were broadcasting softball playoffs, and we were watching the game during the softball playoffs.
Oh, man, what a feeling that was, and we hope to be able to use that as a springboard to this year. If we could take it a step further and have similar success and have the outcome be just a little bit different at the end, that would be exciting.
Hey, Coach, you guys are 10-10 on the year. You've winners of 3 of your last 4. You got a big game coming up. Coppin State coming up, and just looking at the standings, I think you guys are at 2-3 in the conference, and the leader, Norfolk State's at 4-1. So you guys got a little bit. You're getting hot. Got a couple of games you can make up here. I mean, what's kind of your guys' goal, and as the season progresses, before tournament play?
Well, as always with me, we're hoping to be progressing each game and get better, a little bit better every time out, and be playing our best basketball as we roll into February and March. We had a rough start. I say rough start. We played probably the 2 top teams, at least the preseason favorites, on the road early. So now we got a nice stretch of home games coming where we've been playing pretty well at home with 6-1 at home. And we hope to gain a little momentum by having them come to our place in the next few weeks.
There you go. And again, if you're listening, get down to Dell State and check out some of these games. The homestand's coming up, so make sure you go out and show your support. And other big things going on down there for the Hornets as well. I mean, you kind of started the new kind of changeover with the head coach, taking the basketball job and turning things around there. And now the football team trying to take a similar approach, right? They've made a new outside hire in Deshaun Jackson. I saw you at the press conference there a few weeks ago. A lot of excitement there at Dell State University. Just what's it been like for you, to be a part of that, and now seeing everything else kind of, come to fruition here, and you kind of being, like you said, 4 years ago, one of those first guys in, and now it seems like everything's starting to grow all around that campus.
Indeed. So, and it's a program thing, right? It's not basketball, it's not football,
exactly
it's Dell State athletics.
Right.
And I think the one success of one program spills over and carries over into the next. And right now, Coach Jackson has brought so much energy and enthusiasm. It's electric already. I was on the phone with him actually right before I came down here today, and just the juice that has been added to the campus already. I can't wait for football season. And we're in the middle of our season.
That's right. I'm telling you, great things coming at Dell State University. Again, things are just getting better and better in Dover. And, again, we're going to expect some great things as well as we continue. So we're excited here as we're about to start third quarter action. And, Coach, we'd love to have you sit down third quarter. We totally understand if you want to, go back up and do your thing. So it's totally up to you. We really appreciated talking with you here courtside. And, again, really appreciate your time as always.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. Best of luck to you all, too, as well.
Thank you so much, Coach. Again, Stan Waterman, head coach, Dell State University, multiple-time champion, losing count of how many championships he had here at Sanford. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it. And again, he has his eyes on some of these players here, hoping to make their way down to Dover and play for the Hornets here soon.
Oh, for sure. And let him get back there, watch, and take the rest of this in. Obviously, he's taken the successful program building that he had at Sanford for, like you said, his 29 years, and that he learned here at Howard, and he's implemented it at Delaware State. I mean, again, the season that they've had, the progress that they've made. You got to remember, before he took over, they didn't have a Division I victory the season before he took over.
That's right. I mean, we remember doing some of those games at Ware University, Delaware, from when they played the Hornets, and it was a struggle for those years before. And then, I mean, just me having the luxury of broadcasting some of those games at Newark with Coach Waterman's Dell State teams, I mean, they have been battles. I mean, coming down the wire with the Blue Hens, et cetera. So what a job that he has done over there so far. And as we said on the air, we can only expect it to get better and better.
Right. I mean, like I said, before he took over, their only victories on the men's basketball side were against Division II and III opponents. He's taken over. He's got them at 10-10, winners of 3 of 4 in conference play, are sitting at 2-3 with 9 games remaining, only 2 games back. And like he said, and we knew, they had made their conference championship game just last season in the tournament play. So they're more than competitive right now in the MEAC, man. It's been a heck of a turnaround. It's been fun to watch, and there's some Delaware talent on that roster as well.
That's absolutely right. And again, as all these coaches know in college basketball, it's not about now, it's all about the conference tournament. So as long as you're playing good basketball, you want to get hot at the right time. That's what it's all about. As this drive is up, finger roll short for Hart, and then Taylor wrapped up and taken to the ground, and it will be a travel call against Jaden Taylor. He was looking for the wraparound on the takedown. That might have been 2 points there for Dominic Amakawula on the wrestling mat.
Wraparound, maybe a jump ball. It is what it is, man. We play on.
That's right, as we do, right?
No harm, no foul.
That's right. Again,
no blood, no foul. Man,
and officials have done a great job tonight. Shout out to the officiating crew. We've been very fortunate here in the games that we broadcast. We've had some great crews who have done a phenomenal job. And now with 6:24 to go, a stoppage here and maybe a warning of some sort as we are set for action. Again, 34-26. It was a 6-point lead for Howard into the locker room. They had the first basket here of the second half. Lead now to 8. Which is now the largest lead of the evening for the Wildcats.
And it's been impressive. Howard they've completely controlled the pace of this game and forced Sanford to play their way.
Outside shooting's been good as well. That second chance opportunity stolen away from Bryson Lane after the missed 3 by Howard. Here come the Warriors now as we tick under 6 in the third. Elgood gets inside. That's a tough shot over the outstretched reach of Awamakalua. And now it's Howard in transition. Nice underhand feed to Besa. Can he finish through contact? No. But a trip to the line coming up for 0, Nicholas Besa, who is a team-high double digits. He was into 14 points in the first half, a chance to add on.
This was unintentional, but it was almost an unintentional pump fake, which was what I would have suggested when you've got not only Taylor, but Jones, both of those guys bearing down on you. That little hesitation allowed him to get the harm into the line for 2.
Knocks down the first and also pat on that one. That's going to be the 3rd personal foul against Dwayne Jones. So Jones will head to the bench here for Coach Hart. And into the game comes Nico McNeil. So it's Taylor, Elgood, Hart, and McNeil. And now Trevor Webster. Free throw missed by Bass on 1 and 2, but now another opportunity for Howard.
Again, hustle. And that's just, once again, this is how Howard wins games. If they out-hustle you, they force you to execute perfectly.
What help defense. Trevor Webster on the rotation sends that one back. Looked like an easy layup for Howard. And the defensive play negates the bucket. 9-point lead, though, which now is the largest for Howard. Sanford looking to get something going offensively. You know, when watching the Warriors today, obviously look at Taylor, 8 points, but kind of been a quiet 8 points. And what we're really looking for here is Kareem Hart. He's got 6. We'll see if he can get going as well. And that one, I believe, an unforced error on the turnover. The official's not sure if anybody touched it. Taylor doesn't. He's going to go down the other way as you see Nico McNeil lobby. I mean, from the way it looked, nobody touched it, I don't think.
Yeah, it looks like a timeout here. Coach Hart going to talk it over with his team, try and compose him a little bit. Right? This is a good timeout here by Khalid, just to get his team refocused, regrouped. Their energy's kind of dropped the start of the 3rd quarter, and you can see him now kind of challenging them. And you know that this is a good timeout. Let's see if his team responds. They have all year up to this point.
And you're right. That's one thing I was going to say is we haven't seen them play with too much lack of energy throughout the season. They've been that top-ranked team all year long, and that's one thing they've brought to the floor each time they've taken it. Again, a lot of the talent there. They get so much contributions from up and down that roster. Hart, Taylor, Jones, McNeil, Webster, Elgood, Nico McNeil. And today, just a little bit slow of a start offensively for Sanford. And then you take up the hot start that Howard has had, especially with that outside shooting. And then Basaw's done a good job of getting to his spots and finishing around the rim. Again, 4 threes in that first half. Or excuse me, 5 threes in the first half for Howard, and it's a job well done from beyond the arc.
That it is. Let's see. All right, there's the timeout. Gets into his team. Trying to get him to force some energy. Let's see if they can do so.
Down by 9 when the timeout was taken. As we mentioned, 5 triples for Howard. No threes yet to this point for the Warriors. Man-to-man defense here for Sanford. Baseline jumpers off the mark. Rebound to Nico McNeil, and now the Warriors will run. Elgood, though, stops the dribble. Now it's Hart. And they'll set up in the half court. Taylor going to elevate from the baseline. Shorted that one. Rebound taken by Caden Brown. Hart, though, going to try to lock him up. And he'll get whistled for the foul. A little too aggressive there in the backcourt as you saw the good defense there. Almost had to tie up, but then kind of continued with the aggressiveness.
Yeah, good job by Caden Brown doing being strong with the basketball, making sure it wasn't going to get taken away from him. Hart just kind of got caught with the body there on the bump.
First foul for Hart. Team second here in the third as we're almost halfway through the third quarter already. Basaw on the switch with Taylor. He'll step back for 3 and cans one. Basaw off the dribble from beyond the arc.
Great work, good ball handling. Way to recognize having a defender on their heels. Stop, gets himself balanced, composed, pull-up jump shot. That's really nice.
16 points, a game high for Nicholas Basaw. And Howard now with an 11-point lead. Webster to stop the run. Can't get it to go. The tip is missed into the hands of Amamakalua.
It's a good shot by Webster. He's struggled today. Hasn't been able to really find the range.
Drive and kick here. Wamakalua for 3. Almost got the shooter's roll. Offensive rebound for Basaw. He floats one up and through. 18 for Basaw.
This young man, he has grown so much in his game. And this is a pretty darn impressive performance by him. And here's a steal.
Wakalua inside, spins, finishes, and the Wildcats are red hot here in the third quarter. Howard up 15.
What a job. Heck of a job here by Howard. Running out. Just like I said, controlling the pace of this one and forcing another timeout here by Coach Hart.
We're going to stay here. Mike Lang walked over, gave us the info. 20-2 run for Howard. We talked about the timeout for Coach Hart and his squad. Instead, it was Howard that came out of the timeout and launched another run, largest lead of the evening now at 15. I've been saying that a few times as the lead has gotten extended each time. And with 3:29 to go in the third, it has been all Howard to open up the second half. It was a 6-point lead into the locker room after the Taylor put back as the buzzer sounded late in the second. And it has been all Howard through the first 4.5 of quarter number 3.
Yeah, and it's all effort, right? I mean, this is how they play. This when Howard's good, which is majority of the time as a program, this is how they play, man. They're going to press you. They're going to force you to be uncomfortable with the basketball, and they're going to get out and they're going to play their brand of basketball and force you to play their style, and that's what they've done tonight. This is a quintessential Howard Wildcat performance. Impressive, to say the least.
18 for the junior Nick Besa, who has been phenomenal today. No other Wildcat into double figures yet to this point, but getting contributions, as we mentioned, up and down that roster defensively as well as offensively. They've been fantastic passing the ball today. They've been taking good looks, and now we'll see if the Warriors can get back into this one. Howard now in, I believe, a zone here, 2-3. Driving, McNeil trying to penetrate it. Taylor over top, misses the first putback, but the second he's fouled on the way up. So Taylor asserting the dominance on the offensive glass on that possession. See if he can keep that going. He earns himself a pair. Besa's first foul will also be the Wildcats' first of the third.
Good work by Taylor getting himself to the line. We haven't heard anything from him offensively. He's been negated. They haven't been able to get him the basketball and try and get himself into the rhythm of the game. This is a lot of times is a good way to do it. Get yourself to the free throw line.
Able to knock down a pair for Jaden Taylor. And a special shout out to Glenn Frazier here. 4.5-minute drought ended just there for the Warriors. Scoring drought of over 4.5 minutes.
That's the great thing. Glenn always watching. I hope everything, hope all is well there, Glenn. See you soon, my friend.
That's right. Shot rejected by Taylor. As McNeil, though, lost it, but going to get rid of it, and Taylor finishes on the other end with the foul. Does it on the defensive side, and then does it on the offensive side. That's the University of Delaware commit, Jaden Taylor.
You know, the top players, you know, they a lot of times to get themselves into a mood, right? Get themselves into a zone. And right there you saw Taylor after the dunk kind of look at the Howard players. Oh, you want to push me while I'm on the rim? Let's see if this wakes him up. You see that look in his eyes when these great athletes get themselves in winning mode. Let's see if he's looking to take over.
Lead back down to 10. Jaden Taylor with 13 to lead the Warriors, and then a quick foul here.
Oh boy,
by Pharaoh McNeil. A little physical there out on the perimeter. The officials now going to get together and talk about this one. This might be something a little excessive.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that Howard is not the team that you want to try and play bully ball with. They are as tough a program as you'll get within this state. And the chippiness is going to benefit them. Let's see if these two teams can keep their composure here and how this swings momentum a little bit.
And it looks like it's just going to be a common foul from what I've gathered here. It's going to be inbound underneath for Howard. So the first foul against Pharaoh McNeil, third on Sanford with 2:43 to go here in the third, and things heating up at Howard High School.
Knocked his headband off.
Getting physical. Here's Besa with 18 and a hand out on the perimeter, and back-to-back fouls here on Pharaoh McNeil.
All right, so there's also, right, there's the way that the teams respond to the chippiness. Then there's also the way the officials respond to the chippiness. And right there, you kind of got yourself a pretty low-key foul to probably try to negate the physicality within this game. You know, obviously, if you whistle it a little close, teams can, you know, maybe they're not going to play as physical and you can keep tempers down.
They're nipping that in the bud, that's for sure, early. 3 off the foul from Caden Brown is no good. Offensive rebound, though, to Ronald Handy, and then he's fouled on the way up. So Howard able to get on the offensive glass. Again, tough to do when Jaden Taylor's on the other side, but a well job done there for Howard, and now some more free throws coming up.
Webster almost got a clean block on that one.
2-2-2 here in the third. The free throw, though, missed for Handy. Handy, 3 points tonight. One of the starters here, the 6'2 junior for Howard. As back in the ball game is the 6'5 senior Jeremiah Riley, number 21 in white. Second free throw is good. 1 of 2 from the line for Handy. He's got 4. And we'll have a timeout on the floor, courtesy of Howard, with 2:22 to go in the third quarter. 11-point lead for the Wildcats, Pat, 42-31. But again, Howard has really not let their foot off the gas. They've been playing basketball well here for almost now 3 quarters, and we're starting to see Jaden Taylor kind of assert himself for Sanford when nobody else can really find anything, at least offensively. Not a lot of rhythm for the Warriors tonight.
There you go. That's a good word, right? Not a lot of rhythm. Sanford hasn't been able to get themselves into the half-court offenses that we've seen them do against, Dover and a couple other opponents that we've seen them play this year. And, Howard has really kind of taken away their bread and butter. I mean, Taylor isn't getting touches in the half-court, and that's really kind of hurting them. They kind of can play through him. Guards haven't really hit the deep outside threes that we've seen them hit in previous games, and that has to do with the ball pressure from the Howard guards. Howard has just played a very strong game, and it has not allowed Sanford, like you said, and that's a great word, to get into a rhythm with their half-court offense. And then because they're not turning the basketball over, Sanford, for the most part, hasn't been able to get out in transition. This game was 19-18 after 1 quarter of play,
right.
And you can see where the score is at right now. Offenses have kind of stalled out.
It was a 22 run for Howard that has helped open up this 11-point lead. Again, Taylor into double figures, not another Warrior into double figures. Great interception there. Now it's numbers for the Wildcats. Baseline rejected at the rim by Jaden Taylor.
Nice block, good hustle back. 2 putback attempts were no good. And Sanford was able to get back, put it in. Base again. I mean, it's one of those where I'm thinking, if I got the 6'9" shot blocker chasing me down, again, I'm not the athlete that Besa was either. I couldn't get, I could barely even get to the darn backboard off a jump. I'm probably pump faking and letting him fly by. But he challenged him. Give him credit for, having the guts to challenge him there.
Absolutely. McNeil inside. That one might have got a hand on it by Lane or Riley, one of the two.
Great block, good rim protection there by Howard.
And just to go back on something we said earlier, 6 threes in the game for Howard, 0 threes in the game for Sanford.
That's a plus 18, Nick, if you're doing the math at home.
Besa, how about another one? Shot missed, Taylor with a strong board. Taylor with 13 points. Next highest scorer is Hart, who has 6. And that one intercepted. Great anticipation by Caden Brown, and the layup misses, but there for the putback is Zion Henderson-Conkey, who now has 7 points, and all 3 of his field goals have been big. And I believe a whistle here. Maybe a delay game. Not sure what happened after that.
Henderson-Conkey kind of looked like he might have took a spill, and the official stopped the game for the injury, so he does have to come out.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So 1:09 remaining here in the third quarter. 44-31 after the basket from Henderson-Conkey. Howard right back up by 13 points. Sanford got to get going offensively. Jones back in the game, has not played much since he picked up foul number 3. Here he is in the corner. 4-3, and he's got it. Nothing but net from Dwayne Jones in front of us in the corner.
That's first 3 of the game there for Sanford, Nick, and let's see if that gets them going. They got to try and get on a run. If they can get this game under 10 here in the final minutes, they'll be feeling a little bit better about themselves heading into the final 8.
Jones with the first 2 field goals of the game for Sanford, picked up 3 fouls, hasn't scored since that 3 in front of us. 10-point game, 30 seconds to play. Henderson-Conkey to the basket, rejected. Taylor might have got a hand on it.
Oh, man, had an outlet to Jones, and he just couldn't connect there. What a rim protector Taylor is, Nick. I mean, I know, that's trying – it's like saying gold is valuable, right? It's obvious, but I'll tell you what, man, it's such a nice thing to have a rim protector like that.
I'll tell you. And Sanford's had some good ones over the years. And Taylor's been phenomenal throughout his career, again, taking his talents to Newark. Great to see him staying home next year. Of course, Mike, the St. Bonaventure alum, not happy with that one, I'm sure. 3 seconds to go. 3 up at the buzzer for Lane. No good. It's going to hit above the rim there, so it's going to be above the backboard and out of bounds. And now it'll be Sanford basketball. They'll maybe get up a full court heave with 1 second to go.
Yeah, let's see what they do.
It's up. Had a chance off the backboard, and we're heading to the fourth here at Howard with the Wildcats leading the visiting top-ranked team in the state, the Sanford Warriors, 44-34. It's going to be a fun fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Delaware Live Sports, powered by 302.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedics has 46.
And welcome back to Howard Institute of Technology here in Wilmington, home of the fifth-ranked Wildcats, who are honoring the 1985 championship team and Coach Hussey here today. And they have really come out and had a good time at the celebration. They carried that momentum right onto the floor. They lead 44-34, a 10-point lead as we start the fourth quarter over the top-ranked Sanford Warriors. And what a fun one it's been here today, Pat.
It is. It's been a good one. I mean, we kind of figured this was going to be this kind of matchup. I've been impressed with Howard tonight, though. Today, I should say. I mean, they've really taken it to Sanford. Let's see if Sanford wakes up here. They kind of did at the end of the third quarter, and here's a good defensive stop to start it off.
Jaden Taylor, a team-high 13 for Sanford. Only 4 other players have scored for the Warriors today, 5 total. And then for Howard, it's been Besa. He's got 18. That's a game high. Howard going to settle back into that zone defensively. Riley still anchoring the paint inside here to start the fourth. Webster for 3. Got it. Pat, you said it. We'll see if they can get some of those triples to fall. They got their first late in the third, and Webster opens up the fourth with a triple.
And Howard went into a zone look there, and if Sanford, the law of averages, we're going to say eventually Sanford was going to knock a couple of these down. Well, I don't know if I'd be going to a zone look if these guys are going to start hitting these outside shots.
Wow, what a take by Besa. Counted and one. Floating on air is number 0 in white for Howard, and a chance at the three-point play. He's got 20.
Unbelievable.
And the gym a buzz after that take from Nicholas Besa. And now a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. And he got it. Top 10 play nominee.
Absolutely. He's skied in there. It's kind of like a windmill floater.
It was crazy looking. And it was pretty to watch. And now here's Webster, fresh off the triple, lead back now to 10 as Howard answers with a 3 of their own. Webster to the basket off the window.
He's capable of doing that. I mean, we saw him do that his early years at Caravel.
And a 5-second call right in front of us there. I mean, I looked over late, but the 5 seconds and a turnover.
It's a quick 5, but good pressure defense there by Sanford. And now, again, momentum has kind of shifted. Let's see how Howard handles this.
Lead now down to 8, the lowest it's been in some time. Elgood from the mid-range, no good. Henderson Conkey with the rebound.
Wow.
Hart steals it and goes up and through. +1, Kareem Hart.
Heck of a job by Kareem Hart. That's all effort, right? We talked about how did Howard get this lead. It was energy and effort, creating, winning the 50-50 balls, getting second chance opportunities. And after the miss by Elgood, Hart just kind of stuck around there. It was kept his hands active, got the steal and won. And here come the Warriors now.
A veteran team are the Sanford Warriors. 8 seniors out of the 13 on the roster. So they're built for games like this. 3-point play completed for Hart. Lead now to 5, the lowest it's been since early in the third quarter when Howard was up by 6. Lane to the basket, lost it, recorrals. Jones got a hand on it and a jump ball, and a big one too, because that would have been the 4th foul on Jones.
He did a good job. He kind of brought the hands down there, but he did a good enough job to get the ball on that one.
Nice play, and again, battled foul trouble early on, but really been effective since re-entering the game for Coach Hart. Letting defender go by, mid-range jumper short into the hands of Taylor.
He waits another split second. He doesn't have to hesitate at all on that jump shot.
Driving, kicking, extra pass here to Webster. Gets inside to the basket. No, Taylor though, skying. Can he finish? Tipped around and taken by Besa in the backcourt. Howard might want to do a timeout here. Instead, you're right, a tie-up. Possession arrow right back to Sanford, and we're seeing the Warriors really pick up that energy on the defensive side.
Hey, just kind of held that ball out. Hard to just get in there and tie that thing up.
Howard again looking to slow things down here. It has been a big run for Sanford. And now it's Elgood here, 5:53 and ticking, 5-point lead for the home team. Webster looking for another three. Can't get it, but how about Hart? A free path to the basket on the offensive rebound.
Yeah, now Sanford's starting to beat Howard at their own game, right? They're getting the second chance points. Look at this.
That was
Webster.
saved, but over the top and out of bounds right in front of us. They're looking for a tip. I don't believe it was tipped. And it hit the backboard, so that's going to be Howard basketball.
Should be on the baseline, though, but
agreed.
they're going to give it on the side. All right, that's all right. Nonetheless, it was going to be Howard ball regardless.
Yep. Jones will be on the inbounder, 5:35 to go. Feels like there's a minute, but we've got a lot of basketball left.
Yeah, well, and Howard's just they've got to slow themselves down now, right? You got to play both ways.
I agree
Fast
with
you. And in control, and there's a turnover.
And they might look at a timeout here for the Wildcats soon. Things starting to unravel. There it is. 5:26 to go. And Sanford has stormed all the way back. We've got a one-possession game, 47-44. As Hart and Taylor really taken over here in the last few minutes, but it's been the defense for Sanford that's forcing turnovers, tie-ups, and then they're able to convert on the offensive side.
Yeah, they've picked. This is Sanford. This is what we got used to seeing from this team, and for whatever reason, they were playing nonchalant here, and Howard was just taking it right to them. They played fearless, which they always do, and they played with high energy. Sanford just was not matching it up until late in that third quarter, and it took a 5-0 run by Jaden Taylor, right? He got the 2 free throws, and then the next time down the floor he gets the dunk and one, starts chirping it up. Next thing you know, now the energy level of his team has picked up after that, and since then it has been pretty much all Sanford the entire way here in the last 5 minutes of gameplay or so.
You said it, Pat. You said, can we see the Sanford match the energy that Howard was given early on? And you said it. They flipped the script as now it's Sanford out-energizing Howard here in the fourth quarter. Now can Howard rematch the energy from Sanford? Well, they'll have a 3-point lead with 5:26 to go. And, Pat, you look back to early in that fourth quarter, late in the third, and Howard was up by 16-plus points. And now it's a one-possession game. Mike Lang opened that door behind us. Got a nice breeze here. Fill up the gym as we are back in action. Elgood over to Webster. Webster inside, hanging the left hand, no good. Taylor has it knocked out of his hands. Last touch, they'll say, by Jaden Taylor.
Webster, that's a good look, man. That's a tough finish. Couldn't quite finish it off. He had Taylor in a dunker spot. Didn't quite see him.
Inbound to Besa, who has been phenomenal. 21 points for the junior guard for Howard. A game high as we approach the 5-minute mark of the ball game. Again, here's Henderson Conkey trying to get past to the basket. That's going to have to be on the floor, I believe.
No, they called that.
Oh, they called it.
Called that
and one. A continuation there. Wait.
Yeah, he said basket counts. Yeah, they called basket.
So they counted, and to the brim was Zion Henderson Conkey, the 6'2 sophomore wing. And he has had some big-time buckets when he's been in the ball game. And another huge one here with 4:53 to go in the fourth. A chance to make it a 3-point play. And he banks it home. 10 points for Zion Henderson Conkey in what has been a huge game for the sophomore.
Branches are running late today, Nick. The bank is open.
4:45 and ticking, 2-possession game. Hart looking to finally get going. His three won't go. Taylor lifting off, couldn't haul in the rebound. That's going to be the last touch by the Wildcats. And will stay down this end with Sanford.
4:37. Again, Sanford just got to keep playing their game, and for Howard, got to try and take away any kind of cuts to the lane here. Don't let Taylor get going. Whoop.
Well, can't stop that if he's going to elevate from the free throw line. Jaden Taylor with a smooth mid-range jumper.
You see, he's added that part of his game. That's something he's going to do as he goes into his collegiate career, is extend the range.
Turning, firing, no good. Taylor has the rebound off the Amakalua miss. And now trying to run are the Warriors. Jones gets it stripped from behind by Bryson Lane. A nice defensive play by the Wildcat, who looks to be a little shaken up with that ankle, though, after the play.
Great hands by Lane. Come in from behind. Stop Jones, who brought the ball down during a 0-step.
15 points for Taylor, 11 for Hart, and a foul.
And they're gonna get base on it, and they called it on the other end. That's good, consistent officiating right there.
It's going to be the second foul against Besa as we go under 4. Jones on the inbound, power dribble, short though on the attempt. His second chance unfortunately won't go either if you're a Sanford fan, as that one just falls out. Now Lane walking it up for the Wildcats.
It's tough for the young fellow there. And he's right in front of the rim. Like to see him gather himself and attack, put that ball off the glass.
To the basket, lost his footing, did Bryson Lane, and the ball as well. Hart ahead of the pack, and his layup is good.
What an outlet pass. That was Elgood. I mean, that was right on the dime, and Sanford within 2.
My goodness, here we go. 50-48, 3:22 to go. Sanford has stormed all the way back, down by 16 plus late in the third, and are now a possession away from leading.
You know, and in the first half and into that third quarter, when Howard gained their 15-point lead, as there's a foul on the drive, they were able to do so because of the balance of transition points and efficiency in the half-court offense. That has disappeared. They look kind of flustered, a little bit unsure of what to do here in the half courts, leading some isolation type plays and turnovers. They've really got to get themselves figured out in the half court if they want to hold on to this lead right now.
Foul against Hart, his second. We talked about 8 seniors on the Warriors, just 1, and that's Jeremiah Riley on Howard. We'll see if that maybe is the difference coming down the stretch. Trying to stay composed, and he does, is Bryson Lane. 6 points for the junior, a big bucket there for Howard, lead back to 4.
It's a good set to get Lane the ball attacking the rim. That's part of the equation that Howard's going to want to do here in these final 3 minutes. Efficient offense that isn't just standing around waiting for something to happen.
McNeil, bounce pass to Taylor on the block. Double team comes. They'll work it around the perimeter. It leads to a Webster 3 in the corner, short off the front of the rim.
It's good ball movement, unable to knock down the 3, but that's good offense right there.
And a bad pass there to Besa, who wasn't across half court, and a huge turnover after the missed shot from Sanford, but the Warriors will get it right back.
That's court awareness. Got to know where you're at. Just kind of lost focus on a split second there.
Sanford is yet to lose an in-state ball game. Kareem Hart looking a little shaken up there at that right ankle as they inbound the basketball. That's something to look out for here. 2:18 and ticking. Sanford down 4. Here is Hart to the corner. McNeil pump fakes. Gets to his spot on the baseline. Couldn't hit it though. Rebound tipped back into the hands of Taylor, and a second chance for the Warriors. Elgood to the basket with a little English, can't finish. The putback is up, in for Nico McNeil, and a chance at the three-point play again. Sanford dominating the glass.
Great work there by Sanford, just good ball movement. McNeil, 2 good pump fakes. He got a nice look on the baseline. He wasn't able to finish. Jaden Taylor creates a second chance opportunity. A good drive by Elgood. Tough right-hand finish there, couldn't do it, and another second chance putback opportunity. Sanford, that was a heck of an offensive possession all the way around.
Free throw is good. Just like that, a 1-point game here at Howard as we tick under 2 minutes to go. 52-51 Wildcats.
Pressure burst pipes, Nick. And right now the pressure that Sanford is putting on Howard, they are not handling it very well. Let's see if they can close this thing out with the slightest of advantages.
Driving, kicking, a whistle, and a foul on the dribble drive here, though. And we'll see who gets the call. It's going to be the 3rd personal foul against Trevor Webster. And the 4th foul against Sanford. So something there is on the next foul. Howard will shoot the rest of the way here in the fourth quarter.
Better throw the ball there. Jeez, almost. I was getting close.
That would have been a big turnover for the
That would've been.
Wildcats. Here goes Handy. Going to go cross court now into the hands of Besa. He's got 21. He's been the man today for the Wildcats.
Howard taking the air out of the basketball here. Not the worst thing. It's just you got to execute doing this.
Yes, you do. And Besa, see if he can do it. And a whistle and a foul, I believe, out on the perimeter on Webster. Thought we might have had a timeout, but instead it's going to be some contact and a foul. So back-to-back fouls against Webster. That's number 4.
That's the hand. I mean, it was Besa so quick with the basketball. He has the foot speed advantage. He gets Webster on his heels. He brings the hand up into the chest to try and stop the momentum and get himself going. I can relate to that foul. Trevor, I used to get called for that all the time. It's tough, man. You get beat like that off the dribble. Luckily for Sanford, free throw no good.
Big miss for Besa at the line. He'll have another one on the way. And as we mentioned, this because the 5th personal foul against Sanford here in the 4th. So this is the first of 2 free throws, as we mentioned. Howard going to be shooting free throws every foul the rest of the way. Besa trying to split a pair, and he does. 22 for the junior guard. And now a 1-possession, 2-point lead, 1.5 to go. Here we go, Pat. Hold on, we're coming in for a landing.
That's right.
And we'll do it here as the 2 teams head to the benches. Timeout on the floor. 1:16 to go. 53-51. Number 5 Howard leading number 1 Sanford here at home on a special night in Wilmington here at Howard Institute of Technology, where they are honoring the 1985 championship team. We had a chance to talk with head coach at Del State University, Stan Waterman, here at halftime. Also a big honoring, of Coach John Hussey here. So a special evening here at Howard High School, and that momentum carried to the Wildcats here, Pat, for the first 3 quarters of this game. They were up by 16 points late in the 3rd quarter, and then this top-ranked Sanford team woke up in the 4th, and here they are down by 2 with possession, 1:16 to go. This has been a fantastic ball game.
It was 41-26 with 3.5 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's been a 25-11 run since then. It's been impressive here, or 25-12 after the free throw. But it's been an impressive job by Sanford. They completely flipped this game around. I mean, Howard was just dominating it for the first, 2.5 quarters of this game. And credit to Sanford. They've woke up. There was 2 timeouts taken in the 3rd quarter by Coach Khalid Hart to try and get his team to raise their energy. He challenged them. We saw it. I mean, he literally challenged them during the timeout. And, it was a delayed response, but they have responded.
What a response is right by this senior-laden Sanford Warriors. It's going to be Jones, Elgood, Hart, Taylor, and McNeil. And for Howard, it'll be Lane, Amakamula, Besa, Handy, and Brown. Here we go. 1 minute to go. Sanford down 2 with the basketball. McNeil on the baseline coming right at us.
Great hands by Nick Alessandrini, man.
Got to be ready at all times here courtside. I was ready to launch that one up. That was a catch and shoot right in the pocket for 3.
Coach John Wilson says he's more than a linebacker, guys. He could have played in the secondary.
I played some slot receiver. Got the Y. I was a Y guy.
He could have been a lockdown slot corner, but they had to play him at linebacker. That's where the roster needed him.
I had a little Cooper DeJean in me. Hart to the basket. +1 and a chance for Sanford to take the lead with under a minute to go.
Got some people out of their seats in the crowd. Tough, man. This young man is tough. You can see he's battling some discomfort in his ankle. He tweaked that at some point here in the 4th quarter, but he's doing a tremendous job of battling through. That's a big-time finish. Let's see if he can give Sanford their first lead, and I couldn't tell you when.
Exactly right. It was in the 2nd quarter. Missed the free throw, though, and we're tied at 53. Hart and Taylor with 15 apiece for the Warriors. Timeout on the floor with 45.7 to go. Knotted at 53. I just stood up for the first time today, Pat. What a crowd here at Howard High School. The rafters are filled up. The bleachers are filled up. And wow, 45 seconds to go. We are tied at 53. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen. There's a chance Howard could dribble this thing out for 40 seconds and take that final shot. We'll see what Coach decides to do. But what a game it's been. Taylor and Hart, 15 apiece. That's good for 30 out of the 53 for Sanford, and Besa with 22 to lead the way for Howard. It's going to be a fun one here in the final 45 seconds. What are you thinking?
That it is, and this is what we thought we were going to give when we picked this game to do this week, and again, credit to Sanford for righting the ship. And like you talked about, this is a senior-laden team. They've been here before. They've had these type of experiences. They've won and lost games that have gone this way, and that experience is what you lean on down the stretch. And credit to this group that, you got the seniors blended in with a couple of young sophomores, and they've done a great job of keeping their cool, playing their game, waiting for the game to come to them, and lifting their energy level. And I'm impressed with what Hart has been able to do. Clearly hobbled. He's been tremendous as Glenn Frazier is tracking at home. 9 points in the fourth quarter for Mr. Kareem Hart. He's been great.
Glenn can produce or be from a home.
Yeah, he's the spotter.
That's spotter, exactly. That's the word I'm
home.
looking for. Spotter from home. There you go. 45 seconds to go. Shout out to Glenn. 53 all. It was Taylor that got him going, and now Hart's trying to take him home. And for Howard has been Nick Besa and a couple big-time, timely buckets from his teammates. Here we go. Under 40. Handy. Now Wakalua here, good defense, and it does seem like Howard looking for potentially maybe a final shot. Besa. Some contact and a blocking foul, and that's going to put Howard on the line, and you could tell maybe a call that didn't want to be made but had to in that situation. That's going to be free throws coming up as we had Bonnie's hit the floor on the perimeter, Pat.
Yeah, and again, just kind of got caught on his heels or on his toes leaning forward. That's a good drive by Lane, and look, even if he makes these two, Sanford's not in the worst spot. Right. With 20 seconds left, and I believe a timeout left, they could get this ball across half court and set up something.
Free throws haven't been great for Howard tonight, and that one's off the front end of the rim. That theme continues. Jones checks in for offense here as Farrell McNeil goes to the bench, and again, that was free throws coming only because of that sixth team foul against Sanford that has played a big role here in the fourth quarter. And Henderson Conkey into the game now for the Wildcats. Big free throw coming up here for Bryson Lane. To give the Wildcats the lead, he got it with 20 seconds to go. A chance now for Sanford to win the game. Clock's running. Here we go, Pat. 15 and ticking. It's Hart. Looking for Taylor underneath. He's wrapped up going up. And you see the Sanford crowd wants an intentional foul, but instead going to be free throws for number 11 and Jaden Taylor. As the coaching staff for Sanford was out on the floor.
Credit to Taylor here. Credit to Taylor keeping his composure. That was a hard foul. Did they call it intentional here?
Did they?
A flagrant maybe? They moved the guys out of the way.
Yes, they did.
That could be big because I think they get the ball. First free throw up and good.
And Taylor knocks it down.
Yeah, they're going to get the ball out of this, Nick.
Again, we didn't see that call on the floor.
They didn't call intentional.
No, they did not.
They didn't call intentional, but they may have called a flagrant.
So it looks like they did. Taylor, 1 and 2 from the line for Taylor. He's got 16. They did, in fact, call that a flagrant.
I think you got a timeout, Sanford, based off of the scoreboard. That could be wrong, but they could draw something up. Let's see if Coach Hart takes it.
We're tied at 54. Sanford now after the intentional foul. Timeout, Pat, good call. Let's break it down with 10 seconds to go. So the intentional foul, Pat, gives Taylor two free throws. He makes one to tie the game, and now a chance to win it. They'll get the ball back, so a big foul as Taylor went up for the dunk on the baseline. So here we go, Sanford tied up. They battled all the way back down by 16 late in the third, and now a chance with 10 seconds to win the game. Where are you going?
I know you're seeing a lot of the guys from the 85 championship team up top. I see A.J. English and all them up top saying that was a common foul back in the day. They didn't call that a flagrant back in the day. But, all right, so where am I going here? Well, first I'm drawing up a lob to Jaden Taylor. I'm gonna try. That's going to be my first option. I'm going to try and get Taylor on a catch and lob, dunk it in, perhaps using Jones as a screener, and he can crash the other side of the rim as well. And then I'm looking to set up one of these guards at the three-point line. I'm probably going to have Elgood throw it in, try and get Hart coming, catch and shoot, or, with 10 seconds left, worst case scenario, you set it up and you got a quick hitter off of the half-court offense. That's where I'm looking. Let's see what they run.
I like it, Coach Pat. Here we go.
They're going to give it to Taylor to throw it in. So the lob threat,
maybe gets it back, right?
Unless it's Jones.
He can pass it and get it back. Here we go, 10 seconds. Sanford needs a bucket, looking for the win. Here's Hart.
Pick and roll.
6 seconds to play. Hart for the win. It's short. That won't count, I believe, and we are going to overtime here at Howard High School, tied at 54. What a game.
Tough. That's a tough half-court possession, but, you know, the timing was good. A good job by Hart. It wasn't the cleanest look in the world, but he shot it with enough time to provide his team a chance to get the offensive rebound and putback, and they did. He just couldn't knock it down. And free basketball, Nick. You got to love that. You got to love that.
Gotta love it is right for a sold-out, action-packed crowd here at Howard High School in Wilmington. 4 minutes on the overtime clock, 54-54. And again, what a crowd here that has been into it. Every foul, every bucket, every play. Now on their feet, but like us here on the corner, everybody on their feet, ready for overtime. And it has been a fun one again. Thanks for tuning in here to Delaware Live Sports, powered, of course, by 302 Sports. Nick Allison journey alongside Pat Garianis and Nick Halliday, Mike Lang, getting here all the way down in Kent County. He's excited he made the trip over here. And again, it started with a celebration of the 85 championship team who was still up in the rafters checking out the action. It was a celebration here pregame, and Howard really playing well with it, and then Sanford storming back late, showing that they are that top-ranked team, led by a lot of those upperclassmen. Down by 16, they tie it up, and now here we go, Pat, 54 all, 4 minutes of overtime.
Gotta love this. They'll jump it up.
It'll be Taylor and Makamula.
I gotta stand up. The energy in
too.
the room is just.
Bad guys head on the floor. That had to have him pulled back. It'll be Howard off the tip, and Owamakula will give the Wildcats the first possession of overtime. The defense from Sanford has picked up here in the second half.
Both teams in a bonus too, Nick. So every foul will result in free throws for the entirety of these 4 minutes.
Lane looking to get down the lane, stripped. What hands by Azir Elgood, probably preventing a two-point bucket.
And that's tough, right? Because you're naturally going to bring the ball down with your momentum. So it's going to go from left to right and then back to the left. On those kind of drives, you got to try and force your body to keep that to the left side. He wasn't able to with good hands.
Step back three. It's long, no good for Caden Brown. We have a whistle. It'll be last touched by Sanford, so another opportunity for the Wildcats with 3:27 to go in overtime.
Good crowd here today. This atmosphere is going to be fun, these final 3.5.
Bayside been quiet since early in that fourth. Can he get going again? Floater with the left hand, no good. And Taylor with another strong rebound. As Sanford will bring it up now, the chance to take the lead for the first time in a long time.
Good strong rebound by Taylor, made sure nobody could tie him up.
Elgood getting downhill, and the floater drops. Azir Elgood with his third field goal. The sophomores got 6, but none bigger than that one.
A lot of good sophomores around the state of Delaware. Elgood, this kid is composed as can be. His dad, of course, I believe still the all-time leading scorer over at Goldie Beacom.
How about that?
And he obviously starred at Sanford back in the day as well. This young man, he's got the poise. Only a sophomore, too.
Lane stripped away by McNeil. Hart the other way. That should be, they're going to say last touched by Howard.
A lot of contact there.
Yeah, a lot of contact, no whistle. Hart took some of it, lost the ball, and they're just going to, like you said, just no call it, and they're going to keep it with the Warriors here, who have a 2-point lead. Taylor to inbound. To Hart, catch and shoot, 3 off the mark. Into the hands of Lane, who will walk it up with the Wildcats down by a bucket.
Tough shot there for Hart, and kind of maybe taking a little more time off. There's an open look, but he's been off. It's one of those, you know, are you a believer in the shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot, or are you I'm off, I got to get it somewhere else?
Shoot or shoot. That one missed. And now a rebound to Elgood, who's racing down the floor. Great in transition is the sophomore. And now we'll pull it back up top with his team up by 2.
He's the guy I want the ball in the hands of. That's just good heads-up basketball. Pull it out. Let's get in our half court. No particular hurry up, too.
Taylor slips off the screen. Elgood goes around it. Back to Taylor. Elevates. The mid-range jumper rolls out. And the rebound taken by Makalua. And now Howard has it, racing up the floor, down by 2. Brown with some momentum in front of him. Stops on a dime. Tries to get inside and whistled for the extra step and a big turnover.
It's the length, man. It's the length of Taylor. And he tried to do the step through, and you got to be so precise with your footwork to do that step through and properly do so. The officials were ready to call that one.
So tough to finish inside when Jaden Taylor is there protecting the rim. Jones, unguarded underneath, will take it back out. Has it poked away, trying to hustle it down. Last touched by Howard.
Got to be careful. I like the idea. Again, these guys are thinking. The basketball IQ on the Sanford side is there right now. Up 2, Jones very easily could have. Is that his 5th foul, or did they call
out of
foul
bounds.
there?
I think they're just going to take him out of the ball game. So he'll
Get another
sit
ball handler in.
And in comes Webster, who again has been effective when he's been in the ball game. Hasn't seen as many minutes today as we're used to him seeing.
He's been off. I mean, he just hasn't been able to hit the outside shots.
Here comes a trap from Howard out in the backcourt, and able to break it is Sanford. It's going to lead to Taylor throwing it down with 2 hands under the basket. Howard tried to steal outside, and it didn't pay off.
Well, that's it. You run that risk. You go for the trap. You're looking, of course, a turnover. Sanford, again, calm, cool, collected. Broke the defense down, turns into a 3-on-2 on the other end, and that's a dunk for Taylor.
Sanford up by 2 possessions. Not sure if they've been up 2 possessions all night long, and now a steal as the Warriors trying to hold on to this one. Stolen back, though.
How fun.
Lane, let's see what this call is.
Said it went off Sanford's leg. So it'll stay here.
Elgood going to have to be careful. And timeout Howard. So Howard going to get the basketball. Timeout, down by 4. A big call there with 48 seconds to go. But again, Howard looked like a weird trap deep in the backcourt. Like behind half court, they tried to trap the ball handler, and it led to a couple passes and then a free number 11, Jaden Taylor, on the baseline.
They went for the blitz, right? The hope when you do that is at the guard, his anxiety level rises. He starts to try and panic and throw the ball, and you can get a run out, steal into transition. I get it. You're down 2. So you're trying to force some havoc, create a turnover if you can, and again, Sanford these guys are Elgood especially. He's so headsy and he's so calm. He was just calmly got that ball into the middle of the court, which is what you want to do against a pressure defense. It's kind of a press like it was in the backcourt there, and they broke it down easily, and it turned into a nice easy dunk for Taylor. It was just great execution there by Sanford, who has been executing since, like we said, about that midway part of the 3rd quarter. They've been executing at a high level.
Ball handlers all over the floor. I mean, you mentioned it, Elgood, McNeil, Hart, all of those guys can handle the ball. That makes them very tough to defend in those trap situations. And you said it, the composure, the calmness, that's what allowed them to break that pressure and get that big-time dunk underneath. It's what allowed them to, have, you said, come back from this deficit. As we are ready to go, 48 seconds, 2-possession game. Howard needs a bucket here, most likely. And looking to inbound, have to get rid of the basketball.
5-second count. That's the second 5-second count Sanford has forced in this game.
And again, you can say it was a quick 5 seconds, but that's the way that they've done it throughout the ball game. So consistency is key. That's all you can ask for. That's what they're giving us here. So that's going to be a turnover against Howard, and a lethal one for the Wildcats.
That's a proper term there, Nick, for sure. And here's Elgood again. You're going to have to foul him.
And they will. 41 seconds to go. Could see a lot of free throws here in the final 40. As Sanford now looking to hold on to this one, extend this lead, and put up another W. Again, have not lost an in-state game all year, and things look dim at some points today for the Warriors, but they put the head down, kept grinding, and now in a good spot here.
It was a 15-point second half deficit. It's just an impressive down the stretch, and that's the experience of this Sanford group.
And 2 from the line.
Some pressure just to take some time off the clock for Howard.
Inside goes Lane, lost the basketball, no whistle, rebound to Taylor, and that's going to make it tough on Howard. 27 seconds to go. McNeil races up the floor. Gets it to Hart. They will foul him, and that will most likely do it here. And what a game and what a comeback by the top-ranked Sanford Warriors as the Wildcats blitzed them early and looked really good for 3/4 of action. But it was Sanford late in the third and all of the fourth where they come back, and it looks like going to hold on to this victory, but a hell of a ball game here between these two teams.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And, you know, this is two of the top 5 teams in the state, and that not only is our opinion, but I think it's proven itself out onto the court right now. Howard just continues to improve. We saw them earlier in the season. They are better than they were at that point.
Rebound here. Taylor with a strong one, just got to hold it up. And Taylor and Hart were able to score the basketball. I mean, overtime, it was tough for me trying to keep the stats watching overtime, but 17 at least apiece. Taylor with 17, a chance to add on. Him and Hart really coming on strong in the second half. We talked about Hart struggling early, but once he got going, along with Taylor, that's when Sanford really took off. Free throw good for Jaden.
And that's a big one. That pushes this to a 3-possession game. Oh, boys, how about that? Boys,
I've been trying to avoid. I've been some cough drops beforehand. You know, it has been a rough winter as that one drops through for Taylor. Hope everybody's staying healthy out there. It's been a brutal last month or so. To the basket goes Henderson Conkey. He's fouled. Free throws coming with 8.5 seconds to go. But again, irrelevant, I'm not sure. Keep that #1 ranking. And you know, it's kind of rare when we have teams throughout the years, Pat, especially recently, that have started off the season #1 or have not lost a game in state and carried that throughout the whole season and went on to win the state championship. Usually we have some fluctuations, new teams at the top every now and then, but it's been Sanford for the most part all season long.
And they've got the, you got some teams full of guards. Howard, you look at St. Elizabeth, primarily guards. But to have the guards and the big with Jaden Taylor, it's really kind of what separates or what excites teams or excites people about Sanford compared to some of the other top teams in the state. Now, obviously, Dover has got a lot of length, but they don't really have that clear-cut point guard right now. St. George's I haven't seen yet. I know they're up there. I haven't seen them personally, but they're up there. It's a big win for Sanford here.
It is, and they are fired up as you see Kareem Hart here in front of us showing the emotion, and a victory for Sanford. They come back and win this one 62-54 after trailing 32-26 at the half, and then they controlled the fourth quarter. A big games for Jaden Taylor and Hart. Taylor with 18, Taylor with 17. And I'm going to talk to Nick Holliday for a second.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, it's tremendous performance there by Sanford to come away with this victory, and I'm just impressed altogether with the energy and the effort from this Sanford team. Down 15 in the second half. They just did a great job of keeping their composure. Again, that senior leadership that they have with Hart, with Taylor, with McNeil. Those guys kind of led the way, and then the contributions from Aziz Elgood, from Dwayne Jones. Those guys as sophomores really helped out as well, and tremendous work by them. Credit can't be given enough to Howard. Obviously, it didn't work out for them. They kind of, they lost it here in the second half, but they're a team to keep an eye on as this season goes on, as we'll have both Jaden Taylor and Kareem Hart join us right here courtside.
We're going to pass it back and forth, so when they said pass it back and forth, so he said he wanted me to talk. I got it.
I'll try to get you both in here.
It usually goes point guard to big. We're going to flip the script.
That's right. You're going to lob it up to him this time, right? There we go. Here we are with your 302 players of the game, Jaden Taylor and Khalid Hart. Guys, what a battle here at Howard. A big celebration for them, for their 1985 championship team. What a crowd here. I mean, standing room only, it seemed. What was it like for you guys? A little bit of a struggle early on offensively, but that second half came around. You guys got going, you two specifically, into double figures. I believe 17 and 19, somewhere along those lines. Sure. What got going for you guys in that second half? Howard, a very tough team here at home.
We knew Howard was going to be scrappy. They're a pretty good team coming out into we came into their environment, so we just knew we had to come in mental toughness, mentally prepared, and we just had to fight from there. We knew it was not going to be an easy game. We knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. But we just stood together and attacked them first. We tried to attack them first, but they fought back too, so,
There you go.
Jaden, the turning point there is around midway through the third quarter. You kind of went on a 5-0 run on your own. You got to the line. You knocked down 2 free throws. The following possession, you got the dunk and one. You flexed on them a little bit. What was your focus there to try and get things turned around? I know Coach Hart took a couple timeouts in the third quarter to try and get you guys settled back in. I mean, just for you personally, what kind of got you there to turn this thing around?
I just knew I needed to be the aggressive player I am for my team, get rebounds, get blocks. You know, the offensively game came a little later, but I just knew once I got to the basket and finished around the rim, we were going to win this game. And my point guards and all my guards and my teammates all helped me get to that position. So, yeah.
Appreciate it. We're Mr. Hart here as well. Jaden, appreciate it. As always, man, hell of a game for you. Khalid Hart again got going in that second half. Looked like you rolled that ankle a little bit here on the baseline a little bit early, and I believe it was the fourth quarter. But then you started to really get going, scoring down the stretch. We saw the emotion from you after the win here, after the buzzer sounded and it hit all zeros. What was it like for you there in the second half to get going, and what do you think was the key for you guys to pull this one out down the stretch?
At halftime, my teammates got on me. My coaches got on me. I needed to play better, and I needed to show more energy, and that's what I did. Came out with the win. And my teammates, we just sat down, played defense. We got steals. We got what we wanted on offense, and we made buckets, and we got out with the win.
Kareem, in the fourth quarter, this game really, tightened up. You guys were about to complete your comeback, and those final 3 minutes, it was back and forth. I mean, within one possession, as one of the lead guards on this team, what's the message to your teammate? What's going through your head to execute down the stretch right there?
I just know my coaches and my teammates believe in me to take the ball down the stretch and make the right play. It's mainly on the guards, so we can't get turnovers to get them out on the run. Yeah. We rely on Jay a lot to get us to the screens, to get us downhill, so it's just confidence in each other.
And what's the key now for you guys? I mean, you guys have been battle-tested. It seems like throughout the year you've been in close games, but you haven't dropped anything in state. 2 losses to tough out-of-state teams. What's the key for you guys keeping it? You've been at #1 in state all year long. It's tough to keep that going throughout the postseason, et cetera. What's the key for you guys to roll into this tournament, to stay hot, and to be that top team in Delaware the rest of the way?
Our coaches always say our energy can't leave, and neither can our defense. Our offense is going to come and go. We're going to miss shots. We're going to make shots, but it's our defense and our energy that's going to pull us through this whole stretch.
There you go. There you have it. Kareem Hart, Delaware 302 player of the game alongside his man Jaden Taylor. Thank you, sir. Big win for the Sanford Warriors. They remain unbeaten in the state and our top-ranked team here today. We're going to get a picture of Kareem real quick. Again, I hope we didn't miss Jaden in his picture as well. Again, there it is. Kareem Hart, our player of the game. Appreciate it. If I were you, I would have done the same thing. So there we go. Players of the game. Pals put a bow on this one. What a game where Sanford and Howard, Jaden Taylor and Kareem Hart, big games, are players of the game. Got contributions, though. Those guards, though, were great. The defense picked it up. You heard him say it. Defense has to travel. That's what you have to bring each and every game. They did that.
Well, that was it. The energy for them wasn't – they didn't match Howard. For 2.5 quarters, Howard dictated the pace of this game and played with the more energy. They were getting the 50-50 balls, the second chance opportunities, and they just simply played a tougher game at the start of this. But that flipped in an instant. Like I said, I mean, midway through the third quarter, Taylor goes on that little 5-0 run. He flexes on him
off the dunk,
and the team seemed to respond to that. And from that point on, they matched the energy and then eventually exceeded the energy of Howard. Forced turnovers, executed in the half court, were able to knock down a few outside shots, and they just put the clamps on Howard the rest of the way, and just a complete flip of the script. It's not the recipe for success for Sanford. You don't want to trail by double digits in the second half very too often, and they haven't. But that's a heck of a job. It shows Coach Khalid Hart that his team can respond even against adversity like that. They haven't really been tested a whole lot here in state. This was a good test for them. And then on the flip side for Howard, you can compete with anyone.
Exactly.
That's the
right.
message.
They can.
And all it comes down to is executing down the stretch, and you got yourself a win against, an undefeated in-state opponent. So they're close. They just got to execute down the stretch. Both of these teams, we will be seeing them quite a bit come tournament time.
It's going to be a fun postseason.
Absolutely.
A lot of parity here in the first 8 this year in the men's basketball side of things. Well, for Pat Garianis, Nick Halliday, and myself, what a game on a special night here at Howard, the honoring of the 1985 championship team alongside with Coach Hussey. We had a chance to talk to Coach Stan Waterman at Del State. Phenomenal to see him as well. An overtime victory for the #1 team, Sanford, coming on the road over #5 Howard. We will see you all next week on Delaware Live Sports.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.